Apple has always been a company that other electronic competitors needed to look out for, and overall on top of the game when it comes to creating products that everyone wants. But it seems to be a mystery when it comes to how quickly they became the biggest distributor for these iconic gadgets. As we all know, Apple isn't the only company in the world producing products like this, so how did they manage to push past the pack and become the one on top? Apple Computer Company, now Apple Inc., was founded on April 1st, 1976 by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne as a business partnership. The company's first product was Apple I, a computer designed and hand-built entirely by Wozniak. Jobs was the voice and the face of Apple, with Wozniak and Wayne behind him as the builders for a lot of the internal systems for their products. Apple has since reached $2 trillion of value within the stock market as of 2020. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and comment down below what you think about Apple, the beginning of Apple. Back in March of 1976, Woz had just invented the Apple I. He had designed the hardware, circuit board designs, and operating system for the computer all alone. At first, Wozniak originally offered the design to HP while working there, but was denied by the company on 5 occasions. Jobs' innovation kicked in, and he suggested they start their own company to build and sell bare printed circuit boards. Wayne illustrated the first Apple logo and wrote the Apple I manual. The Apple I sold for $666.66. They sold their first 50 system boards to Terrell later that year, and it officially went on sale in July 1976. They managed to sell 175 of the 200. This gave Apple a boost when they needed it most. After selling the first of their boards, they moved on to the creation of the Apple II. Wozniak's first article about Apple II was in Byte magazine in May 1977. It became one of the first highly successful mass-produced personal computers in the world. Apple's growth. Apple managed to make the Apple III, Disk II floppy disk drive, Macintosh 128K, and the Apple desktop bus during the years of 1978 and the mid-80s. The steady flow of products helped the company overall to gain an audience and to gain money because people were anticipating their products due to Jobs' way of marketing Apple. Apple made around $978,850,600 and sold around 140,000 units overall for all of these products. The founders. Although Apple had released many products by now, it was only Jobs and Woz left, as Wayne had previously decided that he had risked enough in the business world. As his slot machine business turned out poorly for him, he decided it would be better for him and his bank account if he stepped away from this new venture before he became swamped with debt. Woz and Jobs had found a system that worked for them, and they were producing computers and electronic parts left, right, and center. This continued release and flow of products helped the company to become acquainted with the bigger, wealthier companies and people surrounding them in California. Eventually, in the mid-80s, Woz didn't like the direction the company was going in and also felt it was holding him back from what he really wanted to do, so he decided that he would leave Apple and went on to fund his own projects, such as the world's first programmable universal remote in 1987. Steve Jobs remained hardworking and worked with a lot of different people and eventually found a team he meshed with well, and they found the direction of Apple that we know today. Steve Jobs was with Apple until 2011. These founders in the company are what made the company what it is today. Even though Wayne wasn't part of the company for too long, he contributed things that helped push Apple up the ladder. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos about luxury. Apple within society. As shown, Apple has always been a pretty popular company. Even in the beginning, during the 70s, Apple managed to produce products that enticed an audience. Starting off selling their products on a lesser scale to a well-known partner was a good decision for the company to start out with, as it helped get their name out there. Although Woz and Wayne eventually left Apple to pursue other career ideas, it was their skills and hard-working nature that helped to push Apple to the top of the chain. Without Woz and Wayne starting out with Jobs in the beginning, Apple could have been popular, but the time was ticking, especially for Wayne, who we know ended up leaving shortly after the three of them signed a partnership agreement. Back in the 70s and 80s, people wanted Apple's products because they were new and technology was changing, and nobody had produced any products that resembled what Apple were making. Of course, things have changed and people are making similar products to Apple nowadays, but people still want Apple products, and that's because of the reputation they built early on in the company. People want to buy Apple now, not always for the product itself, but so people can say they own an Apple product because they're known all around the world. Although other technology companies are rising to the same or similar level that Apple is at, Apple is still at the top of the chain because they keep bringing out new products almost every year, and people are anticipating their new releases. Other companies usually take a few years to release new products, but Apple releases products systematically. Apple's main flaw, however, is that they seem to be slowing slowing down. Not with the releases, but they seem to be slowing down with creating new and exciting products. Apple has received a lot of criticism in the past and still in the present for changing minor features of a product and marketing it as a completely new product. Of course, eventually other companies will overtake Apple, but even with their releases of similar phones, they're still gaining around $260.17 billion or so per year, which is very impressive for a company that's 44 years old. The next few years with Apple. Ever since the premature passing of Jobs, Apple has seemingly followed in his direction, with products releasing with similar designs to the products released under Jobs' direction. Although the products have a newer and shinier look to them, they still retain that old Apple look. Apple has developed new ideas and products in recent months and past years. The most recent products that Apple has given information on are the iPhone 12, Apple Watch Series 6, HomePod, high-end over-the-ear headphones, low-cost iPad, and so many more products beyond 2020. Apple is moving on to a more modern and futuristic approach in terms of the designs that their products make, mostly because of a majority of companies are also making more modern adjustments and changes to their pre-existing product. Apple as a company isn't showing any signs of slowing down in terms of production and distribution, nor a slowing down of an audience to sell their products to. And with the release of different designs for their products, there will be a different audience wanting to buy these products, which means that unless they make several bad business ideas or put out bad statements into the world, Apple will continue to rise and stay as one of the top-rated electronics companies in the entire world. Apple's first computer, the Apple I, sold for $666.66 in 1976, and the newest Apple Mac is $3,034.20, which is an increase of $2,367.54. It shows how much more interest Apple gained over the years. It also shows that the company more than doubled their prices for their computers. Apple will be one of the biggest competitors in the electronic and computing world for years to come, so let's see how they do it in the next few years. And that about does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure you never miss a video from us.